Hey guys, it's Rami over here. I hope you're all doing well. I'm just making a video tonight in regards to something that recently has been approved by the Australian government, and it's something that I think is pretty important to talk about. I live in a democracy. I live in Australia. It's a place that proudly boasts itself as a democratic society, a secular society, etc., etc. Now, I'm all about people that use these words in honesty. So when we do like to boast about being a democratic society, I expect nothing less than that. And every citizen of Australia should expect that. If we are to label ourselves as a non-theocratic, democratic nation, then we, as its citizens, must have some expectations. And what that means is basically whoever is telling us this must live up to that expectation. It's only reasonable. We already have laws in place that have worked, that protect the people, that have foiled potential terror attacks with the current system that we had. But now we are actually going a step further, and we are allowing police to be judge and jury. The Australian government has very recently created a new law that allows police to detain anybody that's 15 years or over without any charge and take them to jail for interrogation. And this interrogation and these people could be held in jail for up to 2 weeks with no charge, just based on assumption, suspicion, gut feeling even. These kind of laws concern me. And they concern me because A, I'm somebody that's passionate about talking about the inconsistencies of the government. I'm somebody that enjoys talking about religion and politics. I'm somebody that I perceive to be as someone that's rather outspoken about hot topics and taboo topics out there. So I'm somebody that's outspoken, and I do my research, and I like to expose the truth and put it out there for people to see. But at the end of the day, if my criticism of the American government, the Australian government, Israeli policy in war, and all of these things is seen as me sympathizing with terrorists from somebody's angle, which it is not, but if somebody perceives my opinion in that way, they could come, raid my house, send me to a jail to be interrogated. And after 4 days, if they're not happy, they can then take it to a court. And then for an extra 10 days, I could be held in a jail without any charge. My point is, these kind of laws actually alienate people further. It gives power to the wrong people. Give the power to our judges. Give the power to our court system. Do not give the power to the police to commit interrogation, to hold without charge. This is something that's a very American policy. And that's something I believe we don't need right now in Australia. I don't think we're in that dire situation at the moment where we need to be enacting such laws in this country. So I think that this current law, where we could detain people for 2 weeks from 15 years of age, away from their family, away from their friends, keep them detained, and based on assumption or suspicion alone, I just think this is something that disappoints me. And it's not something I would expect from a democratic society. If somebody has done something, for example, from within my family, then based on suspicion alone, because they're related to me, the police could detain me without any charge based on suspicion alone. Guilt by association. That's all the police needs to say, and it's absolutely fine and legal. The government would support the police in their actions based on these current laws to detain me based on something that perhaps a relative may have done or a friend may have done. But that's okay. Guilt by association is now okay. guilt by association, suspicion, accusation, all of these things, where given any other context would be completely unacceptable to detain. But because this deals with terrorism, that big scary word, and all these boogeymen apparently that are living in our society, the government has allowed this bill to pass. I'm all for gathering the evidence, using that evidence in court, then getting a charge. The current system we have, it's perfect. But now, throw evidence down the drain. We don't even need evidence. Suspicion is great. There's nothing wrong with suspicion. Accusation, there's nothing wrong with guilt by association. There's nothing wrong even with gut feeling. You just have a gut feeling about somebody and you're a police officer. You are within your rights to detain somebody. 15 years of age, if you like. Doesn't matter, they're an adult. 15 years of age, detain them away from their family and friends. Interrogate them up to 2 weeks, if you like. Get as much as you can out of them. And if they're innocent, oh well, you're keeping Australia safe, and just throw them back into society. But do you expect this person that's just been wrongfully accused and mistreated and mishandled, and perhaps even having their record, ruined, do you think these people will come back into society happy with how they've been treated? Do you think this will promote the best out of them? Or do you think this will cause them to have a distaste and a disconnection to this place that they call home? Innocent until proven guilty is something that democratic societies love to promote and believe this is a fundamental idea to freedom. But how is this new bill promoting innocent until proven guilty? It is actually flipping it on its head, and it's saying we now have the power to assume you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. So we could treat you like a criminal even though there's no proof that you are a criminal, and if we're wrong, we're covered by the law. We don't have to apologize. We don't have to send you chocolates afterwards and say sorry. Tough luck. That's just how it is. I just think this is the wrong direction. It's the wrong step, and it's something we definitely do not need in Australia at this point. I think it's a very American kind of foundation where it gives the police this power. And I don't think it's something we need, and it's something that's beneficial for Australia. And that's my opinion. And I hope you enjoyed my video, guys. You really can see it closing in, and it feels like slowly we are being more restricted and more tied down, and that is not something I expect from a democratic society. All right, that's my 2 cents. Peace out, everyone. I hope you're all doing well, and have a great night.